Hey, I'm Eric Haugen. There's my social media information. Like my videos and subscribe to my channel if this content is helpful to you. It helps me when you do that today. We are going to talk about, hey, let's use songs to learn about the instrument and music. And let's take a sip of water right out of the gate. We're going to get into the specifics of it. Before we do that, let's talk about what my sound setting is here. I always like to do this these days. I just take my iPhone out. Ready? That's my setup. There's my couch. There's my feet. Volume pedal. We got the Phase 90, Wazacraft chorus, Strymon Deco, flashback delay, and yeah, y'all know Silvertone. Okay. When we're playing music, we're either doing one of three things, specifically with this instrument, right? We are either strumming chords, holding a groove down, we are either playing some kind of melodic passage, or lead, or improv, or we are doing some kind of riff. Now, Smooth Operator by Sade, greatest of all time, doesn't have a riff really in it, so, you know, so we're going to revisit all those, because what I want to talk about here is how to get a little more out of everything so that we don't just learn songs and then learn another song and then learn another song and then learn another song. Okay, so let's go look at, for example, that chord progression. What do we got there? We got a D minor, we got an A minor, we got a G minor, and back to the A minor. So sure, were you to watch a YouTube video of someone teaching this song or download the tab or whatever you're going to do, you would go, cool, I can play that. Good job. But I think it's a very good idea to take a breath, increase patience, and let's examine it a little more. This is where just knowing a little bit of theory comes in handy. You know, I have a whole series on where to get started with music theory, because we don't need to know all of it, but we need to know some of it. For example, if you're working on a chord progression, what key is it in? So that requires knowing about keys. This is a minor key song. I'm just going to tell you, this is in D minor. And then the next question you would ask yourself, cool, I know what key this is in, what Roman numerals, or if you use the Nashville number system, what number chords are these? Well, oh. Okay, that's a 1. That's the 5. That's the 4. That's the 5. So we got a 1, 5, 4, 5 progression. Then the next thing that I'm going to say, I think is a very good idea, y'all, to have a notebook, a sketchbook, to jot things down, to dissect things. I have papers everywhere. I write everything down, just stacks and stacks of papers, because I know that we use our hands, we use our ears, let's use our eyes also to just really, process things a little bit more. I'm actually a very visual learner, so I have to write stuff down if I want to understand it. So yeah, if I was going to write down Smooth Operator, here, I'll just write it down. That's what it looks like in my brain. I make a little line to show, okay, that's a bar of music, and that's where the chords hit. I do notice that with a lot of self-taught folks, music just floats around. It just floats around, and if I tell someone, oh, it's just 2 bars of D minor, they go, what's a bar? So yeah, being able to conceptualize a bar of music, what the chords are, what the key is, and what Roman numerals or Nashville numbers they are, that's what you would do with a chord progression. Now let's talk about, say we were playing, what about this melodic figure? So you'd learn it and you'd play it well, and then my advice would be a similar inquisitive path to take. Be like, neat, okay, what key is that from? And more likely than not, if you've learned the chords to a thing, we know that this is D minor. Well then, why, Eric, is this here? So what scale is that from? What position of D minor? And I'll tell y'all, You know, for me, it's actually from this caged form. From this version of D minor, the quote-unquote G shape. There's D minor pentatonic, and I know how to turn it into the full minor. So that little melodic figure is from that position of D minor. And you know, you can bet, because I do my homework and I know all my positions of caged, where else could it be? They're like, I can spot the motif wherever I want. So with a melodic thing, again, know what key it's in, know what scale it comes from, and what position. And to me, chords first. Scale positions are always related to chords. Here's what I mean. Here's D minor in the open position. D minor pentatonic. Next version of D minor. That's the caged shapes, y'all. Caged. Everything is 5 shapes. Everything is 5 types of chords, 5 types of pentatonics. Everything else is just a more complicated version of that boom drops mic. That's all there is to it. It's just that chords keep on changing. That's why it's hard. Here, ready? I'm going to do my impersonation of the typical caged guitar lesson. Yo, so caged, it's like C connects to C, connects to C, connects to C, connects to C. See ya. And that's the problem. The problem is, you know, chords change. There's a lot of chords. You gotta know, you gotta do it for all your chords. You can't learn it once, you gotta learn it again and again. Anyway, so that's what we do with a melodic figure. Now, let's switch up and talk about how you would get more inquisitive about a riff. Oh, let's, Bill Withers. Bill Withers, use me. Man, still, make sure I'm still in shot here. What's the, hold on, I know the other part too. Fun. So let's talk about that little riff there. You know, you'd learn it, and the temptation would be to be like, yay, guitar teacher, now show me a new riff. I'm like, not yet, not yet, not yet. Same thing. What key is that from? What scale is that from? What position of that scale? Ugh. Well, I'll just tell you. That's E minor. There's an E minor right there. That's E minor pentatonic, the quote-unquote C shape. There's that first one. What? Why did that do that? With riffs, by the way, riffs are either by themselves, they're just a riff, but this is a riff that, for example, is following the chord change. There's an A. So this is working its way down to this version of A. Oh, look, there's A major pentatonic right there. Also, that's a C sharp and an E. That's just A chord tones. So yeah, this is a riff that follows an E minor and then drops down to A. And it's interesting because the riff is minor, but the chord is a E7 sharp 9. A7. God, I love that. So, also interestingly enough, when I was playing around with this, I made the connection point, Fugazi waiting room. That would be an interesting mashup. Is everybody still rolling? I feel like my amp's getting quiet. I'll fix it in post for some reason. Something's being weird over there. So, there's my advice. Again, to review, when we're playing guitar, we are either strumming chords and holding down a groove, We are either playing a riff or we're playing some kind of melodic statement, be it an interlude or an improv or a solo. And so for each of those with the chords, what key is it from? What Roman numerals in that key? And honestly, yeah, what's the rhythm of that groove? I should have mentioned that. So in the case of that, check it. Yeah, I need a new switch. I'm gonna rewire this whole thing once I have some money again. To me, that Sade groove is like a vaguely 80s bossa nova, is how I would label that. Because again, naming grooves is part of our job too, and kind of storing those away. Now I'll get to the why, because I feel like I've been specific about what to do. Why we do this, why I think it's so important for our mental health, for everything, is that when we take that time to dissect things, to really just patiently look at them and try to understand them, what that's doing is putting us in the point of view of the creator, the creator of the thing. And by doing that, therefore, we are stimulating our own creative sense. It's like analysis to me, analysis and creativity go hand in hand. Like when you're sitting there thinking about what key that Sade progression is in, it's almost like you're Sade for a minute. And like that's what I want. I want people to be creative. I want you to have emotional connection to the ringing strings. I want you to get joy out of every note that you play on the instrument. And for me, that's connected to thinking about it more. Be like the kid playing with crayons. Just, what's this one do? What's that one do? Be like the dog chasing the ball. There you go. Just go get it. Thanks so much to everybody who supports me in all the ways that you do, even if it's just clicking like and subscribe, because that helps with the algorithm relevancy, that's how business works these days. As Bill and Ted would say, be excellent to each other. That includes yourself. Happy Friday, eat pizza. Good. Yep.